Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. And so for today's reading, I say buckle up because it's going to be a little bit of a doozy. We pulled some base cards already, and there's a really nasty karmic feminine energy coming through, and Spirit said enough is enough. It seems like in the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of purging and clearing and doing self-reflecting. And by doing that, you've now set the ground stage that you can finally see this for what it is. And it seems like in the past, you kind of, your niceness, your kindness got taken advantage of. And so you didn't see things clearly. But I'll show you the cards first, because I think I'm going to jump around. So we had 5 of Earth, which is 5 of Pentacles, come out first. Then with that, we had the Mother in reverse with the Ace of Fire, which would be Wands, Ace of Wands. And then this one is 10 of Earth, which is 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Then to go on top of that, oh, I didn't even tell you what cards we're using. Let's do that first. So we're going to use Dreams of Gaia as our main one. And then we have the Sacred Sites. And I've kind of heard that this, with the Sacred Sites, it said this has gone on for lifetimes. This karmic energy has come in and tried to always kibosh your dreams, your goals. She's a very petty, manipulative person, and I think she might have been the Goblin Queen that triggered me so much, because this energy is gross. There is nothing kind. There's no heart in this. Even when they're sorry, they're not a sorry person. This sucks. They're evil. And so the song that they keep giving for this feminine is Doja Cat. And it's like, ooh, she's a devil. She a bad little bitch. She a rebel. She's the devil. She is sold her soul. She will manipulate people to get ahead. She does not care if she hurts you or harms you or who gets hurt or harmed in it, as long as she keeps this like facade. And you look over here, that mask is slipping. So to come with that, with the Sacred Sites, was the Iowa, I hate that I can never say things right. IAO, the IO needle. Anyways, so this is all taking place in Hawaii. And then I pulled one more card. Oh, I pulled one card from the Gifted Reverie. And it was the Sky. That's when Spirit said, no, we're not doing this again. It's finished this lifetime. She's going to pay for all the lifetimes. She's been not feminine every lifetime, but this soul has, I'm hearing now another song, AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. And so that's what I got here. And then I said, what is the collective's energy in this? Because I was like, is this collective? Because I don't really like doing the stories that are like, you need to work on yourself. But I also know that's the only thing you ever can do. But I was like, it seemed like everything had been unfolding, like the collective, what's their energy in this? And we got the 8 of Pentacles, which is 8 of Earth. And especially with this Hawaiian one, with Pele, and this one, okay, I'm getting lots of Moana vibes. And it all started, this was the very first card. So the very first thing that I was drawn to was the necklace. Right? And in Moana, they take it, right? And that's when she turns like, oh man, what's the names that Tafiti and Tikal? Anyways, and so that's what I seen. So first it went to the necklace, then it went over, I saw the necklace, I saw the devil, and then I saw this girl in the background. And I heard somebody sold their soul for things. So whatever this is, whenever, that's what I mean, like they're not sorry, because they are the devil. They've given freely, that they're like, I don't care who I hurt. this person is manipulative, they're conniving, and I really don't like saying this type of stuff on my channel, but this type of energy does spell work and things like that. They've wrecked people's lives. They've tried to, they saw people happy, and they saw people happy, right? Couples, maybe a job, something, and they went in and they wrecked it. And they wanted to be admired as if they were the divine feminine, but to them, they're false. There's a mask on. So they put on this very like loving, nurturing, motherly energy, that they're very kind and compassionate, because on the outside, they put a lot of money into how they look, right? They spend a lot of money on hair extensions and surgeries and things like that. There's nothing real about them. Their kindness is fabricated. They could even be like a sociopath. That's the type of energy I get. They're so dead and hollow inside that they mimic, they watch people, and they know how to act. And so this person goes around and like I said, they put on this cutesy wootsy, I need help, and everybody is always like there to give them the energy. I've learned they're more of like the passive aggressive person, and that's what I kind of found. You know, when they're always the victim, everything that happens to them is just like this big ass deal, but it's like, wait a minute, like you're the common denominator. The only thing that is the same is you. And like, why do you keep putting yourself in these situations? Why are you always the victim? Stop putting yourself in these situations to be rescued. But this rescuing, it's a trap. It's like they've set everything up, they know everything, and then they like pull the string, and then it's like dominoes go off, and then they're like, help me, and all these people come, because on the outside looks are very deceiving, and so they come to help, and you feel good helping, because the type of people that they target are those really kind people, those who want to go above and beyond, and those who actually care. So they see these people that care, and it's like they get their hooks in them, and they deplete them, and they drain them. And then, so let's say I'm seeing if it's a friend situation, they're always coming to you with problems, and you know, you're always there, and you're always listening, and you're always giving an ear, but behind the back, they see things happening for you, and they're actually gossiping about you and trying to cause your life to fall apart. I think that's the thing that makes them the most mad, is to see someone be authentic and celebrated for their authenticity, because this person is not an authentic person at their heart at all. They're so fake, they're so phony, and so I think when they were younger, a lot of people fell for it, but now that they're older, it's like you're and so this is an older person, you're an old ass woman now, and like, why are you still acting childish? Why are you not growing up? Because this person has never learned to stand on their own feet. And so when it comes to relationships, they'll see someone who's a hard worker, who also has a lot of heart, and that person will provide everything for them. They'll just deplete and suck that person dry. No matter who they're dealing with, they're going to sabotage their life in some way. And at the end of the day, the only person that they care about is themselves. And with this mother card in reverse, they're not a good mom. And I'm pretty sure that this energy that I'm picking up on has children. But they can't think about anyone other than themselves. So it's, I don't know, you'll see on their social media, maybe like pictures and things, but like behind closed doors, Spirit's saying like, it's just not happy. It's not, especially with this 10 of Pentacles. But when I do a reading, I don't want to focus on that person. I don't give a crap about that person. I care about, well, when it's just me, myself, how can I deal through any situation? And in these readings, you, how can you work through this? And that's what majority of my readings really will be. How can you navigate your emotions and be the better person? Reach for the higher cup. And in this, I feel like that's what's been happening in the past, is a lot of forgiveness. But I'm saying this person doesn't deserve your forgiveness. They are a cold-hearted bitch. And I feel like in the past, they knew that they could manipulate you because you would always forgive. But with time, I see you standing more in your power. Right? Here we have that Ace of Wands. I feel like there has been a split from this energy, because when you were with them, you were always sucked up into their stupid story, and their stupid story went nowhere. And they would always be reaching out for other people, and that's it. It's like, who has the most energy that I can thrive off of? Because this person doesn't know how to tap into source. Like I said, they are playing around with magic and all this stupid stuff. And for some, I do get that it's like spell work, that they're just as spiritual and went into all these kind of things. But they're working for, they've entrapped themselves. They're not empowered. So they might have access to some of these energies, but didn't realize that each time that they called on it, it enslaved them. It pushed them down lower and lower and lower. And so now that we're older, it's time to call justice. Whereas in the past, I see the collective energy, forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving, because your heart is so beautiful. But Spirit is like, you're being a little bit foolish in that. And that when you are young, you are foolish. But I do see a split from this person. And once you split yourself, that's when they couldn't deplete you anymore. By you cutting off this person, it was the best thing you could have ever done. They were so shocked, they thought you would never turn away, that you would always, that they could go trash everything, run your name through the streets, wreck every opportunity for you, make everyone think that you're this awful, awful person. But you never gave them any more energy. And because you weren't doing that, you were growing over here, and you bossed up, and you learned that I do need to have a little bit of this fire energy, because there are some people who don't deserve forgiveness. When you truly are sorry, you learn from your mistakes. You never do it again. But this person is like a drama queen who knows how to cry on cue. She knows how to tell her story in a way to pull on people's heartstrings. But I think a lot of that story is just made up. Maybe there are some parts that are true, but a lot of it they created. They went and harmed people, and those people got mad at them. And instead of being sorry from those lessons, they went to someone else and was like, this person's attacking me. And then you're like, you don't know the whole story. So you unknowingly go and believe them. And so it went on, it went on, it went on. And when you removed yourself, that was the best thing you could have ever done. But it's still not done. So Spirit here is like, hey, it's time to cut this from the roots, because we don't want it to come into the next lifetime. We're so sick of this person thinking that they have superiority over other people's life purpose, paths, souls. They've wrecked divine partnerships. They've wrecked opportunities, jobs, home, safety, families. They've done so much harm in this world. and they have never done anything for themselves. All they have done is take and take and take and take and take. And I just see everyone pitying them, but that's because they're such a good liar. But guess what? So much time has passed and the soul has not grown up or done anything, that now it's time for, and look, I was just talking about deer. Every time I see a deer, I know that a huge shift is coming. So there's this huge shift. What's the huge shift? Well, it comes to the Sacred Sites card. I did read up on it before and I forget, but it was, oh dang it, I was just on it and then I closed it. And that's what I feel. I also feel like it's like you almost had this realization so many times. You were so many times ready to yell at this person and end it earlier. And they always like, I'm seeing like Inspector Gadget. I'll get you next time, Gadget. And it's just like always like, the book just never closed, right? They always just got by and then they would go and hook the next person and harm them. And also in this person uses a lot, I think a lot of it is like the stories that they tell, but that would be more the friendship side. But they also said like this person's very seductive. They're a very lustful person. They use their body to mimic love, and they'll love bomb the shit out of everybody. And then they'll get what they want. They'll find someone who's rich. That person will pay for everything for them. And then when they can't get what they want anymore, go on to the next one. And so there's just this, and that's why they have kids, is because they use their body, but they're still kids in their head. They don't think properly. They don't have a plan. Okay, I'm being drawn to the snake and the turtle. And that turtle was a huge aha moment for me. That's when I was like, damn. But the turtle is slow and steady. So back to the needle, the Iowa, I want to say Iowa for some reason, but no. It's entanglement. That's what it is. The energy focus is entanglement. And so when I saw that it was Hawaii, I was like, ooh, Hawaii, right? And I think the other day I was just talking about Ferngully and the tree, which to me is like Kauai. I want to go to Kauai so bad, or the other islands, but that's the main one that I want to go to. And so at the bottom here, there is this octopus, and it said, I think I'll read the first line. The octopus waits to ensnare you. It's all well going with the flow, but where's your caution? And so that's what I'm seeing, is someone kind of going with the flow, forgiving, going on your married journey, but this snake of a woman is still there. And when you haven't fully shut the door, and I think that's it, is there's just not enough information that has been given out that you are able to finish this cycle, finish this chapter, because they're such a good liar. Like I said, they're a sociopath at heart. They don't have heart, actually. They have a physical, anatomical heart, but they don't have no heart. So then we have this octopus, and this octopus is like saying, like, be cautious. Like there's reasons for you. Like, you feel sick around this person. Every time you're around this person, they make you sick to your stomach. Maybe sometimes you even want to throw up. And yeah, I've been around an energy like that. And your body repels them. Your guides are like, this person is so bad for your well-being. They wish you nothing. They wish you harm. They love seeing when your life is crumbling, especially when they're doing good. And the only reason why they're doing good is because they manipulate everyone and government programs. Like they haven't worked a hard day in their life. They'll tell you that they've worked so hard, but they haven't done anything. I need like a foot space there. So in the middle world, which is this part here, there's these little tikis. And as the card says later, it's like tikis, you think like it's all like fun and whatever, but rising out of the waters on the card are two tikis, or statues of God carved from wood, that represent the ancestral spirits of Hawaii. Placed throughout the Hawaiian Islands, these masked tikis personify volatile forces of nature, the earthquakes, the erupting volcanoes of this region. Do you find that you cause others to tremble when they witness one of your outbursts? Do you realize the impact you have on other people? This card calls you to hold back your look at the consequences of your action. This card calls you to hold back and look at the consequences of your actions. Although the very beautiful and sacred Iowa Valley, cloaked in tropical vegetation, is a place of seemingly tranquility, the steep-sided mountain known as the Needle serves as a lookout point when King Kamahima, I'm just going to show it to you and you can read it. That K word there. It's like Kamehameha defeated the forces of Maui in a ruthless battle in order to unite the islands. Consider leaving the scene of any conflict as quietly as possible instead of erupting. When it seems safe to do so, simply seize your opportunity to walk away serenely with your head held high. So this is when I started to be like, who is this energy? Is this telling the collective to walk away? Because I thought this energy was this devil lady, this devil energy. And that's when I pulled the collective energy. And it was like, no, you're the tropical, serene, everything. But it's time to end this. So that this person has caused so much problems. They've wrecked lives. They've wrecked unions. They've hurt families. They've done all these awful things. And I feel like in the past, it was always walked away serenely. So they got away with their bullshit. And this Ace of Fire is like, it's time for a new speak up, that type of thing, new passion. Because every time they do something wrong, they have never paid for their actions. They have never dealt with the consequence. I think I'm hearing illegal activity. I'm hearing that this person needs to be in jail. That they've been so manipulative, so conniving, that if they haven't actually, they've stolen so much. And if not that, spiritual jail, because they know that what they've done has harmed so many people, and they have paused so many people's purposes, especially if they're out there doing their magic and all that stuff and using their body and being just manipulative. They've just harmed way too many people, Spirit keeps saying. I feel like crying because I hear the people who have been harmed. I hear their souls crying. And I don't think on a 3D level that even some of them know at how dirty they had been done. If what they don't know won't hurt them. But on a soul level, they know. They know where they were being guided. They know what they should have had by now. And on a soul level, they know what this lady did. And it's sad. It's so sad. And then so up here is Pele. And Pele is the volcano goddess. It's time to erupt. It's time to bring fire. It's time to rain down on this person's parade and stop this inkarmic justice. Before, they always kind of like swam away. And they're like, I'll get you next time, Gadget. But there is no next time. Because I've seen the collective do so much healing. And it's so funny. Because your anger is so warranted. Your anger, I think that's what it was. In one of the readings, it's like you need to be angry. This person, they just always knew how to avoid you ever being angry at them. And you just thought, if I cut them out of my life, like they'll be gone. It won't bug me anymore. But they just went on to harm other people. And so I think if you knew that, you would have dealt with it then. So we're dealing with it now. Because you think they're out of your life, but they're still keeping tabs on you. They're still keeping track of your energy. They're still throwing magic and all that stupid stuff. And I really hate putting that out, that, you need to be scared that other people have power over you. But I think by not being aware of people's intentions and allowing them to... Okay, next one I pulled out was thought. Look at her. She's literally sitting over this cauldron doing her spell work. 2 masks. She got 2 faces. So when I did that, I was like, I need to look at this card again. Because the thought was in reverse. And that's you thinking, oh no, if I walk away, everything's fine. But it's not fine in this case. Because they're still scrying and doing all these things. And I don't know what you just did recently, but it really upped your protection. I see you being whole. I see you seeing clear. Boom, third eye is actually telling you who this is, what to do about it. Actually, we're going to pull some cards on what to do about it. That's what I was trying to do, and that's when this one came out. But a 10 of Pentacles, this person sold their soul for things. They were living in luxury. They had all the finest fancy everything. They spent so much money on their plastic face. And now, and I'm not even saying plastic surgery, you're going to get Botox and fake hair and extensions and all that is bad. But I am being brought to the reading yesterday when it was like, can you look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with who you are? And the only way that you could ever be happy with the outside is if you did the healing on the inside. And this person sold themselves to the devil. They thought that they were so manipulative that they could outsmart these forces that they're working with. But shoes on the other foot, because collective just keeps healing and healing and healing and healing, because that's what happens when you only focus on yourself. But I feel like now that the collective is like so grounded, maybe before not so grounded, because I feel like this person had caused so much problems in your relationships, in your finances, in your whatever it was that they were trying to affect. That's what you were focused on. But now everything has come full circle. This energy comes and you're just like, it's like a return to sender. And when it gets returned to sender, it's like whoever they were working with, the spirit that was working with them, they come over here and they're like, well, I'm not going to go mess up that person, because like that person helps the earth. That person is working with Pele. And Pele is like, don't you even dare touch my divine chosen one. And I don't like talking like that in these readings, but that is the energy that's coming out. I don't want to give like false ego to people. Like, you're the chosen one. Everyone can be chosen. As long as you do the inner work, you choose you, and that's the chosen. Lots of people will always hear the call, and very few will ever act on it. So they were in the riches. They were taking advantage of people. They were manipulating these energies because they're probably watching channels like this as well. And now all of a sudden this boomerang came, and it happened when the deer, that's what I said. So every time I've had a problem and I knew that one chapter was closing and the next one was coming, Spirit brings me a deer in the most weirdest place. But the other day, I saw a whole herd of deer cross the road in the concrete jungle. And I thought, damn, something huge is happening. But it's this you may have even been like best friends in childhood or something. Like, I just feel like you loved this person, you gave so much to this person. Could have been a relationship you were in this person, but it happened a long time ago, and you've been separated. And you think that because you had that separation that everything's ended, but it hasn't ended. They're still scrying and sending all that bad energy and evil eye and all this crap, and also affecting others. Think about it. Think about all the people around them. How do they keep having all these super weird, chaotic tragedies? And it's like, it's the spell work backfiring. They've got to stop it. They've got to stop, but they can't, because they've made a promise to an entity that is like, no, like, I don't think they knew what they were getting themselves into, but this is the promise when we started this, and you're not fulfilling your part of the bargain. And so now it's turned on them. But I also see the collective need to stand up in their power, which is exactly how I see them now. They're thriving, they're lush, they're one with nature, one with the spirits. And the funny thing with this is, like, you didn't have to sell your soul for it, whereas this other soul had to sell their soul. And by doing so, I see the one who did not sell their soul works with the angelic, the higher ones, but they also work with the lower ones, because you had to do that shadow work. You had to go within the darkest depths, and you dealt with those things you just did it the proper way. This person didn't do it the proper way. So they think they're sending these entities and these beings, but these beings are like, yeah, but we know this person and we're not gonna do anything to them, and you're the problem. So anyways, I see the collective standing in their power, light and dark, so balanced within them that nothing will fuck with you, because you know how to navigate whatever gets thrown at you. And so now I see this return to sender happening. But here's the thing. You kept walking away, you kept doing all these things, but it's now time to call judgment. And I think it's not wanting to believe that that was happening. You always saw them when you first met them as that young soul who just had a crappy start. But so did you, right? You've had so many things that you've overcome, and those were crappy moments, but you didn't turn dark like that. And so enough is enough. They can't, like I said, they do not wish anything well for you. If you didn't exist on this earth, they would be happy. Whereas you don't care about those things. You're like, let bygones be bygones and just separate. And that was enough. But to them, that's not enough. They want revenge. They want harm. They want you to not be in your power. So I pulled some cards just to be like, this energy pisses me off, but that's the Goblin Queen. And yeah. She's such a lusty person too. She uses her body to get whatever she wants. And I feel really bad for the masculine energies that like think, because like I said, she's good at making you see what you want to see. And so a lot of those energies probably think like they're helping or something, but little do they know that they're taking on a bit of her karmic debt as well, that she's going to suck them dry. She's a succubus. She sucks. So as I was saying that, what cards do we even have? Because I was like, we need to call justice on this. I never say go and retaliate, but you need to step in your Pele energy. We have this, come on brain, Ace of Wands, Ace of Fire happening here. There's that anger, there's that something. And so in this, when I see her doing the spell work, This is her energy, right? Because there she is in the background. She's soulless. She's lifeless. That's her, and this is her watching you. You have so much life. You have so much spark. You have so much fire within you. Why? Because you have lit your sunshine. In order to light your sunshine, you need to go through the shadows. You need to go into the dark and the depths. You're such a perfect balance of them both. So the cards we have first one to come out, how did it come out? It went out this way, actually. Ooh. Oh my God, I don't know. Hold on. I don't understand this. I understand some of this card. Okay, so I'll just show you. I just sat and I looked at it. And I heard cuckoo clocks and like everything like doing that shh. It's almost like Pink Floyd, Money. The beginning, like the typewriter and all those sounds and like shh, ching, ding, 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 ching, ding, ding, ding. And because they sold themselves for money. And so I got drawn to the clock and I kept seeing the heart spinning and spinning and spinning. And then I went over here and I see that these two are so similar, but they are arranged differently. And then I went up here to the eye and I saw the seraphim, and the seraphim came in, and that's when I started, like, it started getting, the seraphim, Sorry, I just almost have to raise my energy to kind of deal with this a little bit more. And that's what I feel like is when you call, because I was like, how do we call judgment? Because I don't think you need to go retaliate, but I do think earthquakes and everything will happen. I think it's an energetic thing. But when the seraphim came up, it's almost like, thank you. So I saw Pele, like fire. But what's even stronger than that? It's the seraphim. And this is like almost like, you know, like they say, like the Ark of the Covenant, like you could never touch it or look at it. That's what this light of the seraphim is like. It's like fire. It's the sun times a bajillion. And so the seraphim light comes, and that's when I see them. It's been split and balanced into two. And the next card to come out looks like two people fighting or being split or something. And so when I saw this as, which one are you? Obviously, wait. Yeah. This is you. And then this is the soulless evil woman. Because I forgot to also tell you, I also felt drawn to, when I was walking out, I saw this out of the corner of my eye, and I haven't looked at this book in years, but I did pull it to a page, and obviously I'm gonna butcher more names, but it looked like Boroduber. So I do want to read this one as well, because in it, it's like a temple. And it's kind of a mandala, and it has to do with like kind of the Buddha. And then up here there's these little stones, and there's 72 of them, and it anchors. It's how do you build yourself up to the light. And so when I saw this card, I almost forgot about this book, but this card, it is balanced exactly like that, whereas this one has tried to like manipulate things into one area, but didn't realize that they weren't building correctly. So within time, as I said, it worked when they were younger, but now that it's older, it's like, you're a grown-ass woman, grow the fuck up already. And Spirit's not happy with it. Oh yeah, they do not wish you well, and they're taking your essence. And so I think that's it, is like you think you're separate, but they still somehow, they know your kindness and they can drain your energy. And I don't know what the hell they think they can do with it, but it seems like they've been kind of getting away with it for a while. And whoever this message is kind of resonating for, you've been tired, you've been depleted, you've been sick, you've been not able to like focus on you have this idea of what you should do, but you don't have the energy to go and maintain it because you're always giving to this person. Because it's just like a naivety. I can never say that word, but it always comes through. But like there's just a block. You're open to something, and they know that's your weakness, and so they drain from it. So like other Buddhist structures, the Borobudur follows the form of the mandala, which itself is a diagram of the cosmos, with each of its faces of the square base facing the cardinal directions head on. And I thought that was really cool because with this Dreams of Gaia, they are based on the cardinal elements, or the elements and directions, which they're all kind of based on the 4. So that the fact that there's the 4 squares in there is kind of cool too. With each being successfully smaller than the last, so that the building assumes a stepped shape. On the last of the square platforms are 3 raised circles, 3 raised circular levels, each with a circular stupas, numbering 72 in total. The whole is surmounted by a single central stupa that appears to skewer the rest of the building to the ground. Each of the 72 stupas contains a statue of Buddha. And when I read that, I was thinking of Avatar, the Last Airbender. And you know when he goes to like that hall, and then there's like all his statues there. And I've heard that this has happened lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, incarnation after incarnation and after incarnation. Although it can only be seen with some difficulty through the lattice work, the filigree stonework serves to illuminate the closeness of the worlds of spirit and matter. Each square side of the temple has a stone staircase leading to the circular levels, symbolizing the earth. The square levels, meeting the heavens, the circular layers. When viewed from above, the building forms a perfect mandala structure. Even when paired on a flat surface, the mandala provides a compelling aid to meditations. The temple at Borobudur is a living representation of the cosmic map, and pilgrims moving about the sacred structure are reminded that their physical lives run parallel to the spiritual tenets of their faith. So, it's a reminder that based on whatever it is that the mandala that you chose, right, you can choose to let your sun shine and to work with the cosmos to go through and work up, or you can try to contain and manipulate everything into one corner and be materialistic and choose the darker, less than path. And the cosmos is working with that. There's the squares, there's circles all over this, but time. It was allowed to go for a bit because it's like, will this person learn their lesson? Will this person learn their lesson? They had been given opportunity over and over and over again, and they're not going to learn their lesson. And so now it's time for you to call the karmic justice. So how do you do that? Well, you've been working step by step by step by step. You're at the top now. And from the top, that's where I see the seraphim. Maybe this one could tap into the Pele energy, the fire, those kind of things. They seem to use force and fire, but now you've got spiritual light that is even greater than any fire that man can make, fighting your battles. So the next one to come through was in reverse, but what is it? Queen of Earth, 8 of Earth. So that would be 8 of Pentacles. That's you working hard and things growing. I'm really much being drawn to up here in like the third eye. And it's like you couldn't see. You know what you want to do. You have this plan, you have this destiny or whatever it was, but it doesn't seem that your fruits were coming. The things were blossoming. And I'm kind of being drawn down here to like these 2 little eggs. And it kind of reminds me of like Game of Thrones when Khaleesi has those 3 dragon eggs. And she goes and she puts them in the fire, and everyone's like, they're stone, they're fake, they're make-believe, like it's not going to hatch. But the next one to come out is the Queen of Fire. And with that Queen of Fire, I see something a little bit different. What is it about these two? Let me tap into this. If they didn't mess with your energy, you would have been so far along on your path. You would have had so much, and it would have been very balanced. But things haven't been balanced because they keep taking your energy. And it's because you're not protecting yourself. But you always had this passion within yourself that they could never stop the fire. They could never put out your spark. Like I said, if they had their way, you wouldn't exist. But you have a purpose, and divine source and the seraphim and whatever you believe in believes in you. And you believe in you way more than you believe in someone else having power over yourself. So you did the work. Every day you show up. So now from that one thought, that one belief, that spark that wouldn't go out, now it's turned into this Queen of Fire. And again, there's that eye up there. There's so much, and there's the sun. And I feel like the seraphim, it's like the sun, and it even goes like higher than that. Like lighting your sunshine is good. That's you doing your healing, but when you light your sunshine, there's even higher power, even higher sources than that. The mandala of that Borobudur said it's a cosmic map of the universe. And so I want to say, I feel like this is owed. This is what is owed. This is what has been taken. They stole and they cheated and they gambled and they lied and they stole from you. They took your energy and made it theirs, and they didn't feel bad. They saw you kind of being depleted and drained, maybe sickness, tired, almost homeless, no relationship, whatever it was. And they didn't care. And so now the tables have turned because it wasn't right. It wasn't theirs by any justice. By no means should they have been allowed that. It was stolen. So Spirit's going to give it back. And so now I'm being drawn to these two seeds, two dragon eggs, two whatever it was. And now we have the King of Water, which is the King of Cups. The illusion here, the mind, the not being able to see things. Well, if these are seeds, now they're watered. If these are those dragon eggs, now you're powerful, that you can light them with your fire and the higher fire, the higher consciousness. So literally the best way for you to get karmic justice, to find the balance of this, is again, don't go and retaliate. You've already done it. It's all that work you've done. They threw all the spell work at you. They trashed your name. They fought you. They did all these things. They're so crummy of a person. And here you are. Let's go back to that turtle moment, because the turtle is so significant in all of this. It was the aha moment. This person is not responsible. This person doesn't care about life. But slow and steady wins the race. By them doing all that, you kept working on yourself. And by you constantly not, if they have done it, they have done this to other people. And the other people didn't act the way that you acted. Because, once they got that blow, once they got that depletion, they didn't go within and do the inner work and the shadow work and lit their sunshine. And things did fall for them. They got great joy out of that. But you wouldn't show them the satisfaction of crumbling and giving up because why would you, right? You have the seraphim on your team watching your back, shielding you, right? Because so the seraphim has like 2 wings that they fly with, and then they have 2 that cover them, and then 2 down low. They have 6 wings, and I see them coming around and blocking you. But you needed to raise yourself up to that circle in order to be able to connect to them. If you're down here at low vibe and energies, you can hope for it, but you've got to do the work, and you've done the work. And that was how you brought karmic justice. Every day you said, you know what, I'm not going to focus on that person. But I feel like once you got to the top, where's that moon card? Once you got to the top, that's when the illusion got burned away. Because King of Cups is water and emotion. You used to care for this person, and you care for everyone. I feel like that this person who's been greatly, this is such a lot of spirits not happy with this. The guides saw it, and they've been working with you to work through this. And I feel like this is a karmic lesson that you weren't even supposed to have this lifetime, but they threw even more burdens on you than you were supposed to have. So they weren't going to be like, go back out and fight fire with fire. We're going to bring in light. We're going to bring in source. And yeah, that's not equal. That's not, it's just unmatched. And so now I'm going back to this one because you found that balance. You went to the circle, you raised yourself higher. These people are cowering in a corner now. And now they're like, I'm so sorry. And nobody is buying it because they had so many times to apologize, and they never apologized because they never authentically meant it. Not one single time. Because they knew that you still had a little bit of heart, because you'll always have heart. They'll never put that flame out of your heart. And that's their downfall. Because your heart kept growing, you kept growing because you love yourself more than anything. You love the whole world, but you need to take care of yourself first. And you did the work, right? They cut you off from everyone. They isolated you. They turned your friends, turned your partner, turned your everything against you. And you just got better. And oh man, I just see, I see their looks starting to fade. And so they're gonna need more money to upkeep that, because I think the inside is coming to the outside. And no amount of money or surgery can stop that. Because one of the other readings the other day was like, you were the swan in the mirror all along. Maybe you didn't like things about yourself, but you do the inner work. You do that and you heal. This person's not done that. And so the outside looks like the inside. And I remember in that one, and there was this lady and she smiled and she was so wrinkly, and like by any standards probably went, but I was like, that's the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And I hope that when I'm older, that I can look back at myself and like see that I've radiated that much joy, that I brought in that much source and that much light to share with everyone. And you used to have love for this person, right? There's a little heart down there. And look, little trees growing from it. But by you coming to the keep building, and you have to fill up your cup first before you can ever fill up anyone else's cup. How else are you going to catch any of this water? But once you got to the top, that's when the illusion went away, and you're like, holy crap, this person hates me. And like, hate's a strong word, but like, I feel like hate's not even the right word. Like, it's even more than hate. It's like I said, if you didn't exist, they would be happy. And who thinks like that? Someone with a cold, cold heart. And so for them to try and light that fire, it's going to be awful, because they've sold their soul. There is no spark in their heart. They've got demonic attachments coming after them now that they tried to send after you. And I feel like you went to this dark night of the soul. You dealt with those. You knew how to deal with them. You dealt with it with love and grace. And they don't know how to do that. And they're going to be their own karmic downfall. But I think in order for this justice to happen is you need to take off your rose-colored glasses for this person. and see them for who they are and protect yourself. I feel like you can have fond memories or like, la la la, they don't exist, fine, they're over there doing their thing, but they're over there doing their thing and they're still harming your energy. So there's this awareness, this aha, and taking this moon and turning it into that, from the moon to the sun to the seraphim energy. Spirit, they say pull one more and then we can wrap it up. And this one too, I guess, relates to this one. So we have to wrap it up. There was a part where maybe you were mad. I'm seeing that Moana again because this person is a thief. They stole the gem of the heart. They thought that your heart was connected to a partner, to a job, to a whatever it is that they wrecked for you, and that you would turn into, I want to say Tikal, but you didn't. Maybe you did for a bit because obviously it hurts because you did have a genuine connection with whatever that moment was, but those people were easily manipulated to turn against you. And I see somehow you went back in and got your own heart, because in the card, let me just show you, no reversals, they said. So we have faith, and up there is a sun and the seraphim eye, and then over here we have 6 of fire. So it's kind of giving me like Star Wars vibes, battle of that, but let source be the judge of it. But the main thing is for you to have clarity and to see things, because 6 of fire would be 6 of wands. 6 of wands is victory. That turtle, look, she's sitting there in her light, letting spirit, but having that awareness and seeing, and look, she's just sitting on the turtle. That turtle was this person's downfall. They thought that maybe that turtle was so unimportant. They didn't even think. They just went out and was like reckless, and maybe didn't see a turtle as a big deal, but a turtle is a big deal. We live where I live. I don't know where you live. North America. They call it Turtle Island. But yes, I want to bring it back to tropical vegetation is a place of seemingly tranquility. So that was your energy in that one card, but I have them all in a pile and I'm not going to look. The steep-sided mountain known as the Needle served as a lookout point when King Kamehameha defeated the forces of Maui in a ruthless battle in order to unite the islands. I will look it up. Oh, I was right, the second one. So this is giving me, especially as that said like the battle with Maui, I saw Moana again, because Maui's the one who went and took Te Fiti's heart, and normally in it Moana went out and she did the adventure and did all that and brought it back to her. But in this one I see that your heart was taken. They wanted to crush that diamond or ruby or whatever that one is in that devil holding energy, but you went in and realized you don't even need crystals and stones and jewels. Like, you are the gem, and you raised your energy and you built that pyramid to source, and you brought that completion within you, and that ended everything. So when I said and that ended everything, it was 58-58. So for stability, I see the pillars. There's those 4 cardinal everything. You're so well-rounded. You're so grounded. You have source. You have light on your side. You have dark on your side. You have everything. The only thing that you need is awareness that this person's never, ever going to stop coming for you. So for you to protect yourself and tell spirit, okay, I'm done with this, because I think you need to see what exactly they did to you. I feel like there's a little bit of putting the head in the sand, like la 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 la, no, it didn't exist, or knowing things happened and being like, it's okay. It's not okay, because others are being harmed in this too. It wasn't just you. You just seem to be the one that they're the most obsessed with because they couldn't get you down. And because of that, that was their downfall. You need to tell Source to go deal with this once you get to that top and have all the pieces. If you're at the bottom and you're like, no, that's retaliation. When you actually have that no ill will in your heart, but you know that you need to bring out that Pele energy because you know that it's going to help so many, that's when the karmic justice finally happens. This person thought they got away with it for a really, really long time, but like the turtle, slow and steady. And turtles live forever. It's a lifelong commitment. And that energy does not have the capacity to care for anyone or anything other than themselves. So they could not care for a turtle. But the turtle, the land that we live on, Turtle Island, will care for you if you care for it. So with that, we'll leave it there. I hope you have a good day. Congratulations on everything that you've done, because this was a huge, hard karmic journey, and it's over now. There's just a little bit of understanding, reflection. So go out now, have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.